Your words shape your reality. The most powerful conversation you will ever have is the one you have with yourself. Most people don't realize this, but the way you talk to yourself is either building your destiny or tearing it down. You see, life is a reflection of the words you speak, the thoughts you entertain, and the beliefs you reinforce. Most people don't realize this, but every time you say, "I'm not good enough," your subconscious writes it down like a law. Every time you whisper, "I'll never be rich," your mind locks it in as truth. And then what happens? You live out the story you keep repeating. But what if, just for the next 21 days, you spoke differently? What if you trained your mind to expect success, to attract wealth, to create the future you desire? Let me tell you, it would change everything. Because when you change your thinking, you change your life. You are where you are today because of the choices you have made. Not luck, not fate, your choices. The way you think, the way you speak, and the way you act have determined every result in your life. And here's the good news. If you don't like where you are, you can change it. Not instantly, not overnight, but starting today, you can shift your direction. Because success is not a miracle. It's a choice. It's a series of small, deliberate actions taken every day. And the words you speak to yourself are where it all begins. For the next 21 days, I challenge you to change your words. Stop saying, "I can't afford it," and start saying, "How can I afford it?" Stop saying, "I'll never be rich," and start saying, "I am on my way to wealth." Because words shape thoughts, and thoughts create action. And actions? They build your destiny. Most people are trapped in their circumstances because they keep reinforcing the wrong beliefs. They say, "I never get any good opportunities." But what if the real problem is they never see the opportunities because they've trained their minds to believe they don't exist? They say, "I'm just not lucky," but maybe it's not luck they lack. It's a plan, a strategy, a willingness to try again. Let's talk about fear. Too many people make decisions based on fear instead of the future. They let the mistakes of the past dictate what they do next. They say, "I failed before, so I won't try again." But failure is not the enemy, quitting is. What if instead of saying, "I always fail," you said, "I am learning every day"? What if instead of saying, "It's too late for me," you said, "My best days are still ahead"? I knew a man who always talked about how broke he was. Every conversation, every complaint was about how tough life was, how unfair things were. And sure enough, year after year, nothing changed. But then I met another man who had grown up in the same neighborhood, faced the same challenges, yet he told himself a different story. He said, "I will not stay here. I will find a way." And he did. He started with nothing, but he changed his thinking, changed his words, and eventually changed his life. You see, wealth is not about luck or background. It's about mindset. And mindset begins with language. The richest people in the world weren't born knowing how to succeed. They trained their minds just like you can. For the next 21 days, every time you catch yourself speaking in a way that limits you, stop. Replace it with words of power, words of possibility. Instead of "I can't," say, "I am figuring it out." Instead of "It's impossible," say, "There is a way." Instead of "I am struggling," say, "I am growing." Your words are the foundation of your future, and if you change them, you will change everything. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It's the missing piece between goals and achievement, between dreams and reality. And just like you train your body through exercise, you must train your mind with disciplined thoughts. Because success, true success, starts in the mind before it ever shows up in your life. Think about it. If you want to build a strong body, what do? You exercise consistently. You don't go to the gym once and expect results. You don't do one workout and suddenly have strength. No, it takes time, repetition, and discipline. You push through discomfort, and over time you grow stronger. Now apply that same principle to your mind. The thoughts you allow, the words you speak, and the beliefs you reinforce. These are shaping your life every single day. If you constantly allow negative, weak thoughts, you will develop a weak mind. If you let fear control your decisions, you will live a limited life. But if you train your mind like an athlete trains their body, you will develop a mindset that attracts success, wealth, and opportunity. For the next 21 days, I challenge you to train your mind with discipline. Speak words of strength daily. I act with confidence even when I feel fear. I make wise financial choices that build my future. I am in control of my thoughts, and my thoughts create my success. At first, it may feel unnatural, just like the first few workouts feel exhausting, but stay with it, because soon these words will become beliefs, and beliefs will turn into actions. Let me tell you about a man I once knew. He wanted to be wealthy, but he had a habit of talking himself out of every opportunity. What if I fail? What if it doesn't work? And every time he entertained those thoughts, he took no action. He remained stuck, not because of external circumstances, but because of his undisciplined mind. Now, contrast that with another man I met. Same starting point, same challenges, but every morning he told himself, I am building wealth through wise choices. I take action even when I feel uncertain. And guess what? His actions followed his words. He trained his mind like an athlete, and over time, success became inevitable. The discipline. One allowed negative thoughts to control his future. The other took charge of his thinking and trained himself for success. You see, the mind is like a muscle. It strengthens with use, but it weakens with neglect. If you don't train it, it will be controlled by fear, doubt, and excuses. But if you discipline it, if you fill it with powerful thoughts and refuse to entertain negativity, you will develop a mind that attracts success. For the next 21 days, guard your thoughts like you would guard your health. Speak only what strengthens you. Eliminate weak language. Train your mind like you train your body, and soon, wealth, confidence, and success will follow. What you speak, you become. Every word you say is planting a seed in your mind. If you keep saying, I'm broke, your mind will find ways to keep you there. If you keep saying, I never get opportunities, your actions will align with that belief. But if you declare, I am building wealth, I attract the right people and opportunities, your mind will shift and your life will follow. But let me be clear, affirmations alone won't change your life. Positive words without action are just empty sounds. Affirmation without discipline is the beginning of delusion. It's easy to say, I'm successful, but are you taking steps to match that declaration? You can't sit on the couch and say, I am fit while eating junk food and skipping the gym. The words must be followed by action. For the next 21 days, I want you to declare the future you want. Speak it out loud, but don't stop there. Back it up with action. If you say, I attract wealth, start learning how wealth is built. Read books, develop new skills, put yourself in the right rooms. If you say, I am disciplined, then wake up early, follow through on commitments, and push yourself beyond your comfort zone. Let me give you a real example. I once knew a man who struggled financially. Every time I saw him, he would say, I'm just trying to survive. And guess what? That's exactly what he did. Just survive. He barely got by, always facing struggles, always expecting the worst. But then one day he made a decision. He started declaring, I am building financial freedom. At first, it felt strange, even unnatural, but he kept saying it. Then something happened. He started acting differently. He sought new opportunities. He saved and invested his money. He surrounded himself with successful people. And over time, his words became his reality. On the other hand, I met another man who always said, I'll never catch a break. And you know what? He never did. Not because life was unfair, but because he had already decided his fate with his words. The mind responds to what you feed it. If you speak doubt, you will live in doubt. You alienate yourself in doubt to the words which aims to sink you to the ground. If you declare success and take action, your future will transform. The words you speak shape your identity, and your identity determines your actions. For the next 21 days, train your mind to speak the language of success. Every morning, say, I am becoming the person who attracts wealth. Every night, say, I take action toward my financial future. Throughout the day, remind yourself, opportunities are drawn to me because I am prepared. And then, prove those words true with action. Opportunities don't respond to wishful thinking, they respond to preparation. If you want to change your life, start by changing your words, but never forget to back them with action. Speak success, act on success, and soon you will live success. Success is not a one-time event. It's not something that happens overnight. Success is a daily habit. It's built in the little things you do every single day. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. If you want to change your life, you have to change what you do consistently. For the next 21 days, I want you to reprogram your mind. And the way you do that is through repetition. What you say to yourself daily is what you become. If you repeat doubt, you will live in doubt. If you repeat confidence, you will live with confidence. The mind is a powerful machine, but it operates on the programs you give it. If you want wealth, you must train your mind to think in terms of wealth. Now, this isn't about empty words. I'm not asking you to lie to yourself. I'm asking you to build new habits, habits of thought, habits of speech, habits of action. Wake up every morning and affirm your worth, your strength, your ability to create wealth. Say, I am in control of my financial future. Say, every day I make smart decisions that bring me closer to success. And don't just say it, believe it. Let me give you an example. I once met a man who was stuck in a cycle of failure. Every morning he would wake up and say, I'll never get ahead. He didn't realize it, but he was programming his mind for failure. He was reinforcing the idea that success wasn't possible for him. And sure enough, no matter how hard he worked, he never got ahead. But then I challenged him. I told him to speak differently, to say, I create my own opportunities. At first, it felt strange. He didn't believe it, but he stuck with it. Every morning he said it. Every time doubt crept in, he said it. And slowly his mindset changed. He started seeing opportunities he never noticed before. He took action, and over time, his life transformed. That's the power of repetition. Your mind believes what you tell it the most. If you tell yourself, I am disciplined, you will start acting with discipline. If you tell yourself, I am worthy of success, you will start making choices that align with success. But here's the secret. Repetition alone is not enough. You have to feel it. You have to internalize it. You have to say it with conviction. It's not about standing in front of the mirror and chanting words like a robot. It's about speaking with belief, with energy, with certainty. For the next 21 days, I want you to commit. Say these words when you wake up. Say them when doubt creeps in. Say them before you go to bed. Because what you say every day becomes your new reality. Repetition is the key to reprogramming your mind. Train your thoughts the way you would train a muscle, with daily effort, with discipline, with consistency. And soon you'll find that success is no longer something you hope for, it's something you live. Your mind is like a magnet. It attracts whatever you focus on the most. If you focus on scarcity, you'll see nothing but lack. If you focus on abundance, you'll start noticing opportunities everywhere. That's the way it works. You don't get what you wish for, you get what you consistently think about. You must constantly ask yourself these questions. Who am I around? What are they doing to me? The people you associate with influence your thinking, and your thinking shapes your future. If you spend time around people who complain about how unfair life is, who believe wealth is reserved for the lucky few, your mind absorbs those thoughts. And before you know it, you start believing the same. But if you surround yourself with people who think in terms of opportunity, who see solutions instead of problems, that mindset will rub off on you. For the next 21 days, I want you to train your mind to focus on abundance. Every morning, wake up and declare, my mind is a magnet for success. Say it with conviction. Say it like you believe it, because the truth is, your mind will find whatever it's trained to look for. I once met a man who constantly talked about how hard life was. He had convinced himself that no matter what he did, things would never improve. And sure enough, every time a small challenge appeared, he took it as proof that he was right. He never saw the opportunities, only the obstacles. Then one day, I challenged him. I said, for the next 21 days, speak only of opportunities. When you wake up, say, I attract abundance. I am surrounded by opportunity. At first, he laughed. He didn't believe it. But he tried it. And a funny thing happened. He started seeing doors he had never noticed before. His thinking changed, and so did his results. Your thoughts attract your circumstances. If you focus on problems, you'll get more problems. If you focus on possibilities, you'll find solutions. It's not magic, it's mindset. The brain is wired to look for patterns. If you keep telling yourself that you're broke, that times are tough, that there's no way out, your mind will only reinforce that belief. But if you start saying, opportunities are everywhere, I am capable, I am resourceful, your brain will go to work finding ways to prove it true. And here's the key. You have to make this a habit. It's not enough to do it once or twice. You must repeat it daily until your mind is conditioned to think this way automatically. Every day, train your thoughts like you would train a muscle. Each time a negative thought appears, replace it immediately. Say, no, I choose to focus on abundance. Say, my mind is a magnet for success. For 21 days, I want you to commit. Speak the words, change your focus, because the truth is, your reality is shaped by your thoughts. Shift your thinking, and you shift your future. If you don't like where you are, change it. You're not a tree, you're not stuck. But if there's one thing that can keep you trapped in the same place for years, it's negative self-talk. The words you say to yourself matter. They shape your thoughts, your actions, and ultimately your life. Too many people have trained themselves to speak in a way that limits their potential. I'm not good enough. I don't have what it takes. I always fail. And the more they say it, the more their mind believes it. That's dangerous. Because once your mind accepts something as truth, it will do everything in its power to make it your reality. If you don't like how things are, change it. You're not a tree. You have the power to shift your thoughts, and that shift begins with your words. For the next 21 days, eliminate all negative self-talk. Catch yourself every time you say something that limits you and replace it immediately. When you hear yourself thinking, I can't do this, stop. Say, I am capable. When the thought comes, I'm not smart enough, replace it with, I am always learning and growing. I remember talking to a young man who always said, I'm just not lucky. And sure enough, life seemed to prove him right. Every opportunity seemed to slip away. I told him, for 21 days, I want you to say, I create my own luck. I attract the right opportunities. At first, it felt unnatural, but he did it. And a month later, his attitude changed. He started noticing small wins, and those small wins led to bigger ones. What changed? His mind stopped looking for proof that he was unlucky and started looking for ways to create success. The words you choose program your mind, and your mind directs your actions. Tell yourself you're not good enough, and you won't even try. Tell yourself you're destined for success, and you'll start taking actions that align with that belief. This isn't about ignoring reality. If you have weaknesses, acknowledge them, but don't turn them into your identity. Instead of saying, I'm bad with money, say, I'm learning to manage money wisely. Instead of saying, I always fail, say, every failure is a lesson that makes me stronger. For 21 days, commit to upgrading your mental programming. Every morning, say this, I am enough. I deserve success, happiness, and peace. Say it like you believe it. And when doubt creeps in, speak it again. Because the truth is, the way you talk to yourself today is creating the person you will become tomorrow. Change your words, and you change your future. We must all suffer one of two things, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. And let me tell you, regret is far heavier. It weighs on your heart, your mind, your spirit. It whispers, what if? And if only. But what causes most people to live with regret? Fear. Fear is a liar. It convinces you that you're not ready, that you're not capable, that failure is too painful to bear. And if you believe it, fear will keep you trapped in the same place for years. Fear will tell you to wait until the perfect moment, but the perfect moment never comes. It will tell you to stay in your comfort zone, but nothing grows there. Fear is a story your mind tells you to keep you safe, but it also keeps you stuck. And if you listen to it long enough, you'll talk yourself out of every opportunity, every dream, every possibility of success. I knew a man who wanted to start a business. He had the skills, the knowledge, even the plan. But every time he thought about taking the first step, fear crept in. What if I fail? What if I lose everything? What if people laugh at me? So he waited. A year passed, then 2, then 5. And one day he told me, I should have started years ago, but he let fear win. And now, instead of suffering the pain of discipline, he suffered the pain of regret. For the next 21 days, I want you to train your mind to respond differently to fear. When fear appears, don't run. Don't retreat. Instead, declare, I act with confidence. Even when I feel fear, say it out loud, write it down, repeat it until your mind believes it. Because courage is not the absence of fear. It's the decision to move forward anyway. You see, fear will never fully disappear. Even the most successful people feel fear. But the difference is, they don't let fear decide for them. They act in spite of it. They make the call. They take the risk. They step forward, even when their hands are shaking. If you let fear control your words, it will control your actions. Instead of saying, what if I fail? Say, what if I succeed? Instead of saying, I'm not ready, say, I will figure it out. When fear tries to stop you, remind yourself, I am stronger than my fear. Because if you keep waiting for fear to disappear, you'll wait forever. But if you act in spite of it, you'll build the discipline, the confidence, and the success that others only dream of. For too long, people have been conditioned to believe that success is a matter of luck, that wealth is reserved for a select few, that circumstances dictate their future. But let me ask you, who controls your thoughts? Who controls your actions? Who decides what you do with your time, your energy, your resources? You do. The moment you accept that, you take back control of your life. I knew a man who spent years blaming the system. If only I had rich parents. If only I had more time. If only I had better luck. He had a list of excuses longer than a grocery list. And because he spent so much time blaming, he never got around to changing. But one day he realized that his excuses weren't paying his bills. His complaints weren't building his future. He had to make a decision. Stay stuck or take ownership. For the next 21 days, I want you to eliminate every excuse from your vocabulary. No more I can't. No more it's not my fault. No more waiting for someone else to change your life. Instead, say this every morning. I am in control of my destiny. Say it when things get tough. Say it when you feel like quitting. Say it until you believe it. Taking ownership doesn't mean life will be easy. It means you stop expecting it to be. It means you stop looking for shortcuts, stop waiting for permission, and start making things happen. If you want wealth, you study wealth. If you want success, you develop success habits. If you want a better future, you build it brick by brick, day by day, with no one to blame and nothing to wait for. You see, most people live their whole lives waiting for motivation, waiting for a lucky break, waiting for the perfect time. But winners don't wait. Winners take action. Winners make decisions. Winners take responsibility for where they are and where they're going. For 21 days, I want you to talk to yourself like a winner. Say, I am responsible for my results. Say, I take full ownership of my life. Because the day you stop blaming, the day you stop making excuses, that's the day you start moving in the right direction. The ultimate reason for setting goals is not just to reach them. It's to become the person capable of achieving them. Because once you become that person, success is no longer a matter of luck. It becomes a natural result of who you are. For 21 days, you've trained your mind to think differently. You've replaced doubt with confidence, fear with action, and excuses with responsibility. But let me tell you something. This is not the end. This is just the beginning. The real test is what happens on day 22. The habits you've built, the words you've spoken to yourself, the mindset you've developed. Will you keep going, or will you slip back into old patterns? I once knew a man who committed to changing his life. For weeks, he was disciplined, focused, and determined. He woke up early, spoke words of confidence, and took action daily. But after a while, he thought he could relax. He told himself, I've done enough. And before he knew it, he was back where he started, doubting, hesitating, and making excuses. Because the truth is, success is not one-time effort. It's a way of life. That's why this is not just a 21-day challenge. This is a new standard, a new expectation for how you think, how you speak, and how you act. From now on, the words you say to yourself matter. The thoughts you entertain shape your future, and the habits you build determine your destiny. Every morning, remind yourself, I am building a wealthy, successful life. Every time doubt creeps in, respond with certainty. I am capable, I am disciplined, I am unstoppable. Count your cases. I'm lucky, successful. I am wealthy, successful. I am unstoppable. Because the moment you stop reinforcing these truths, the old patterns will try to creep back in. Wealth is not luck. It's not a lottery ticket. It's not something that happens to you. It's something you build through disciplined thinking and action. You don't just speak success for 21 days and hope it sticks. You live it, you breathe it, you practice it every single day. And here's what happens when you commit to this as a lifestyle. Opportunities start appearing. Not because they weren't there before, but because now you see them. People start treating you differently, not because they changed, but because you did. And most importantly, you start believing in yourself in a way you never have before. So make the decision today. This is not just a temporary exercise. This is your new identity. You are someone who speaks success, thinks success, and lives success. From this moment on, this is the standard you hold yourself to, not just for 21 days, but for life.